One lawmaker from our area is calling for a task force to investigate lead exposure. Lisa Sugart has the story.
Very pleased to have back in our studios once again State Senator John Yudichak, here to talk about some very important subject matter. Let's start first with an advisory committee and a potential, task force into the lead exposure problem in the state. This is quite serious.
Very serious. The Penn Environment, a statewide environmental organization, just rated Pennsylvania with an F in terms of its proactive policies to deal with lead abatement. Many of the homes, many of our schools in Pennsylvania were built prior to 1978, certainly here in northeastern Pennsylvania, many of them built prior to the 1950s, where we had different rules and regulations governing lead in plumbing fixtures. A few years ago, I authored a new law, Act 55, that brought Pennsylvania in compliance with the federal standards, bringing down the lead levels in our plumbing fixtures. The task force, which is Senate Resolution 33, we would create a bipartisan private-public task force, bringing in the experts, get everyone around the table. Let's build a policy so that we can address these remaining issues with lead in our schools and lead in our homes.
So where are we at with this now? Is the task force being created at this moment?
The resolution would create the task force. So I've introduced the resolution. It's gone to the Environmental and Energy Committee. The Democratic chair of that committee, along with Senator Gene Yaw of Lycoming County, he is the chair of the committee. Last year we were able to get it through the committee and through the Senate, and we're not able to get a floor vote in the House. So we're going to take another run at it. We're going to try to get this up and running. I think it's timely. Certainly in the light of the report, and certainly in the light of everything that happened in Flint, Michigan, all of those things. It raised a lot of awareness that, particularly for our children, this is a very serious issue.
Speaking of our children, another subject very important, education and the funding for education. I know there's a lot of concern here in the Hazleton Area School District, a change in the funding formula which could cost them money. So you're talking with officials and hoping that won't be the case.
We're going to sit down with the school board. We're going to sit down with the Department of Education. We've already had many communications in dealing. It's been a very positive to have a new funding formula. We did not have a funding formula, basic ed funding formula, for decades in Pennsylvania. And as a result, some school districts were getting more money than they should because it wasn't based on the actual data at hand. And we did the same thing with the special education formula and changed that, trying to get money to the schools that have the children that have the needs. Now, unfortunately, and this is when you roll out a new funding formula, there's always going to be shortcomings. This particular matter, as the poverty rate has gone down in the Hazleton district, that may cost the school district over $600,000 that they would have been entitled to under a previous poverty rate. What I'm understanding from the department is they're going to take snapshots, data snapshots. So that may be fluid, and this is only the proposed budget. So we have some work to do. We have some time to do that. I want to fully understand the issues of the Hazleton School District. So we're going to meet with them, going to stay in constant communication. The Hazleton School District gets more state funding than any school district in Luzerne County, basically based on size. But it's very important. There's many challenges there in the Hazleton School District, a transient population that's part of the district 1 year or for a few months. They may be outside that snapshot. That's what I want to better understand. We want to make sure that we're investing in the children of Hazleton and the children in northeastern Pennsylvania.
All right, very good. We're very pleased to have the senator stop by from time to time to give us an update on what is transpiring on issues that affect you right here in Pennsylvania.